Back here at Liberty Bell Beekeepers. Just got in from work a little while ago. It's about 6:30 here in Philly on a Monday. Nice and hot one. Up in the low 90s today, or high 80s, one of the two. I just was transferring my 2-frame splits that I had going on down there. I had a couple that were really packed. I just dropped them in some 5 frames. Got some queens available if anybody needs them. But this is my little personal slice of heaven. My bees, if you've never seen them, up here on the roof, up in beautiful downtown Tacony, Philadelphia. As at this point, I have something around, I don't know, 50, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 37, 38, 39, 40, 48 here. A couple of small 2-frame splits in this little queen castle. That's bees from a cutout I did a couple weeks ago in Old City. A couple of these colonies are just jamming, man. They loaded with bees, packing honey away. Finally settled the swarming down. I get a lot of bees everywhere. A lot of honey up here. Some of these colonies have a lot of honey packed away. Very light. I tried some yesterday for the first time for Father's Day. I took a frame, I opened it up, and it was very, very light colored. Very, very pale yellow, gold. Delicious. Really, really good. I'm trying to pinpoint the flavors, but it's kind of tricky. And it had kind of it has an interesting flavor. I think it has to do with the water that the bees go to most often here. I got some rainwater collection, and the water gets pretty smelly. But the bees love it. They absolutely love the water. Sorry if I'm getting in your way, ladies. These were a couple early splits. Haven't looked in on them, but I'll probably get to take a peek at them this week. Started them off with 10 frames, 5 deep, 5 medium. That's how I like to keep most of my colonies going into winter. 5 deep, 5 medium. Had good success last week, so I'll start to equalize some of these over the next weeks, the next week or two, and try to get them all into 5 and 5. Some of them have just been great honey producers, so I'm letting them do the work, draw wax, and kind of help supply the other ones. This was a colony that of removal I did the other day. This I didn't give them back any of their comb. I wanted to see what these bees could do. I wanted to see if they could build out again in this box. This is 2 medium, 10 frames. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. I do have a bunch of comb that I've been extracting from these cutouts. That wasn't capped honey, a lot of nectar, and I'll be putting that stuff out soon. Just open feed it back to the bees. I know some people have reservations about that, and I don't really think twice about it. Do it all the time, especially from colonies that I know were, they were these 2 cutouts I did. These bees had been in the locations at least 2 years, at least from the beginning of last year. The one was 4 or 5 years old. Not sure if it was the same colony, but it was the same successful hive. Road barrels kicking ass, or kicking butt, I should say. This is the most bees I've seen outside of this thing so far. I would imagine it's probably pretty well drawn out. I might do another quick inspection of that this weekend. We'll see. This one here is also kicking ass, and I need to go through this one because they were building this one kind of crooked. And I might even run my scope in there to take a look at it before I open her up again, because I know I had some cross-combing starting to happen, which I removed. And I'm trying to keep on top of it to not let them get this thing all twisted up so I can actually look at it and inspect it. The bottom does drop out of it, so I could access it from the bottom. and do some work on that wax if I needed to without opening it up and disturbing it, but that might be an eventuality that I just have to go in and see what they're doing in there. I know this one here had some wonky comb the other day. I had to remove a piece, probably about a 6-inch plate sized piece of wax that had fallen. I don't know if it was from me, from when I opened the box and I moved the frames, but there was a big piece of wax in there that had fallen down into the bottom of the frames that I had to remove. In retrospect, I might have made these frames a little differently, and I might even make new frames for it this winter coming up for next year. So a lot of bees, a lot of honey happening here. I know you guys are probably seeing the same thing wherever you're at. Enjoy it. Enjoy these bees. Have a blast with them. Don't worry so much about every little thing. Don't try to make them do things that they don't want to do. Let them be. Let them be. Let them be bees. Most of the problems we try to solve, they can solve themselves pretty easily if you just leave them do it. Let them do it. Here's a little colony that I put together yesterday. It has a virgin queen that just hatched yesterday. Or this actually, I think this was a queen. This was an existing queen. I took the split over there. I've made the splits in that little queen castle, but this was an already laying queen that I combined some frames into to get them kind of built out a little bit quicker. Got a couple of queens. My tags, when they're sideways like that, it means that they either have no queen or it's a virgin queen, depending on which side it is. And I came downstairs just to show you the bee deck. This is the one that was completely full of bees. The entire front of the 2-frame box it was in was just completely covered with 2 inches of bees, so I put them in a 5-frame. Got a bunch of splits here. A lot of new colonies started up this spring. Some additional splits that I've made. This one I added a virgin queen to yesterday who was just born. They had been queenless for some time. One of these has got an absolutely gorgeous queen. I believe it was this one. She's just enormous. I couldn't believe how big she was. Half tempted to open them up, but it's getting a little bit late and I'm tired from work and I don't want to get stung right now for giving the bees something to be concerned about other than doing bee stuff. Staying safe and staying happy. Cool. I hope you all enjoyed the little quick walk around. It's been a great season so far. I'm thrilled with all the progress. Got to get out here and water the gardens, but other than that, life's good in bee world. Liberty Bell Beekeepers. Thanks guys for watching. Take it easy.